So guys, welcome to Rage Against the Dice. Today, we're looking at the 2-player Dropfleet Commander starter set. Now this box is really heavy for a starter box, which is cool. I mean, I don't know if you guys know, you've probably heard me talk about it. I am a big Dropfleet nut. And I'm kind of retiring my Shaltari. And now we're moving on. I'm going to take the UCM. I'm going to make Alan take the Scourge. Normally, as you know, with unboxings, I take the shrink wrap off. I kind of started opening it before I remembered I had to do a video on it. I was that excited for it arriving, which can only be a good thing. So, but as you can see, when we get inside, everything's still packaged up. I've still not rummaged. My integrity is intact, which is something we can't say about Alan, let's be fair. Let's bust this bad boy open and have a look, though. So, straight away, look at the thickness of this rulebook. That is beautiful. We'll pop that to one side. We are going to look at that in detail. Let's look at the basic gubbins. The flight stands. Another cool little tape measure. I know they're not brilliant, but I love them. Look at that. Hawk Wargame branding. I'm kind of curious whether it's going to keep Hawk Wargame branding or whether it's going to come under TTCombat branding. Who am I kidding? I don't care. I'm just excited. TTCombat's putting out some awesome terrain photos at the minute for Drop Zone, and hopefully they'll move on to Dropfleet as well. So here we have it. So this box, a lot more empty, as you can see. You've got the flight dials here, which are really cool. They measure everything. If you've not played Dropfleet before, don't worry, it is one we're going to cover quite heavily on the channel. Certainly coming up to the new year. We've got a lot of our content already either planned or filmed moving into the end of 2017, but you know, so yeah, let's have a look at some of these sprues. Again, it's their plastic. Now, after actually painting some of the Drop Zone plastics, I have to say I don't think the details as good in the smaller models as when they were resin. However, like your vehicles and stuff are still just as beautiful, so I'm really looking forward to getting a lot of these ships put together. And again, I've not played as the UCM, I've been solely Shaltari, so I don't really know how I'm going to load these ships out yet, which is really exciting. I know you can't tell from my voice, as always, I'm always monotone, or I think I am anyway. People say I'm not, but that's not what we're here to discuss today. Now the the Scourge ships are absolutely beautiful. Part of me wanted to go Scourge because I really want to get to paint them. However, because I've got UCM for Drop Zone, which again, got bored of the Shaltari, so I'm starting again. You may be watching the progress on the channel. There's some new photos just gone up on our Instagram, as I've got my starter set almost finished painting now. And we have got a video coming up soon on just how to put together the basics of that set. And then we're going to have a look at the painted stuff. Now, everything that we've painted, same as is going to be with this, is all done to tabletop standard, just so I can get it done quicker, so that we can get the videos on the go. And you imagine we cover so many different games, and we're trying to get everything painted, which means there has to be some sort of give there. But anyway, I'm talking about the wrong thing here. We should be talking about the beautifulness of these. Check that out. So yeah, what we're going to be doing with this Dropfleet is we're going to be taking you from, like I said, this to how to put some of the models together. I'm just opening the rule book, taking the shrink wrap off that now. We're going to do a couple of how to plays, and in those how to plays we'll also pop some links in the description below so you can see all the official Hawk Wargames videos that they've put up for this. So let's have a look. We'll come to the rulebook last. You get the UCM sticker sheet, which I think is really awesome. These go into the dials that we were looking at before. See all the digits there, the names of the ships there. And I'm guessing there'll be a Scourge one as well. In fact, boom, there it is. So here it is. There's the Scourge one, Scourge symbol, your dials, names of your ships. I love the name Hell Pit. Not just because of Skaven and Hell Pit Abominations, but just Hell Pits in general. And then you get little commander cards. They're pretty cool. Assuming a UCM and a Scourge, yes. The instructions, which I'm very much assuming I'm going to need, having only put Shaltari together before. This is a game that a lot of people got kind of burnt on the Kickstarter. TTCombat are going to help realise everybody's stuff, which is really, really cool. There's some data sheets. Like, I think the starter set's a brilliant value for all the Hawk Wargame products, and when TTCombat take over officially, I hope they continue on with them or improve them. Not that there's a lot really I could think of to improve it, to be honest. Maybe acrylic tokens instead of cardboard ones, because I find that the cardboard for these is a bit flimsy. But if you're only going to have one problem with it, that's not a bad problem to have, is it? There are companies out there that do acrylic versions. I don't know if the two companies that I'm the fondest of, Counterattack Bases and Red Beam Designs, do them yet. But if not, I will continue to badger both on Facebook until they do. So these are all scenery bits, which is really, really cool. Then you've got your tokens. And as I said, I'm not the biggest fan of the tokens. But again, it's a small thing. And where possible, I tend to go acrylic anyway. And then you've got the maps. I hope there's posters inside. I do plan just to, yes there are, to improve both sets. I'm going to get the Dropfleet and Drop Commander starter sets a second time. A, to give me double the troops, and B, so I can get the posters framed. These are really, really cool, and we will open them out fully and get some photos on our Instagram. If you follow us, awesome. If you don't, shame on you guys. Shame on you. Rage against dice. Look at this. This is beautiful. Now, I already have a copy of this bad boy, so this one will be going to Alan. See that name there? Andy Chambers. Now, that's a name synonymous with my childhood. Not in a weird kind of way. Andy Chambers did the Skaven first book, or was heavily involved in it. Also was involved in Necromunda and a lot of Gothic and a lot of the other things that I really loved as a kid. And I sort of credit him as being one of the main reasons that I'm still in this hobby today. So, you know, thank you, Andy, and to people who were sick of me, blame Andy Chambers. Andy wondering why he's suddenly getting loads of death threats. I'm just going to pause this while I open this book, because the packaging's ridiculously tight, like a tiger. Yeah, I'm sorry about that reference. But anyway, this, guys, was one of the things I really wanted to show you. The instruction book, the way it's sideways on. If you've played Battlefleet Gothic, you'll remember that. It's a good, chunky, thick book. It's got bits in the back so you can print out copies of the tokens. So if you'd only just bought the rule book on its own, that's the cool thing about this. Like, you get the same rulebook regardless of whether you buy the rulebook separately or you buy the starter set. So you don't get like a smaller, cheaper, or here's a rulebook, go away kind of thing. You get a big, thick, strong, you know, gusty rulebook in that 2-player starter set. As said, my overall thoughts, before putting anything together. It's the same high quality that you get from the Drop Zone 2-player starter set. Bit generic dice, tape measures, adequate, but not the best. But to be fair, it's free. It's still better. Look at that. It's still better than the plasticky range rulers you used to get in the old Games Workshop stuff, or like the new clear ones now. And it's certainly better than that hideous plastic Blood Bowl measuring for throwing that I absolutely hate. I miss the old one. I'm grumpy though, so it's fine. Rulebook's beautiful. I've already seen it, so I'm not ecstatically shocked about it. I knew the quality was brilliant on it. Models, I'm looking forward to putting them together and see what the plastic's like. As I said, I wasn't that fond of the detail on the little people for both the Scourge and the UCM on the Drop Zone starter set. But I love the vehicles. I think the vehicles have got a lot of detail on them. Putting, you know, some of the models side by side, like I've now added some plastic Sheltari to my resin Sheltari. Again, the people, a lot less detail. The vehicles, no different. In some cases, better, bit clearer. None of the little marks I had to fill in with green stuff like the resin holes. Only issue I have really is the tokens are a bit cheap, but the amount of models you get in here, the rule book itself, cheap tokens are cheap tokens. They're neither here nor there. When possible, I'll find a manufacturer who does acrylics. If Red Beam Designs or Counterattack Bases are watching this, and they don't already, because I haven't checked, Drop Zone Commander and Dropfleet Commander tokens, make it happen. Make it happen. But no, guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned as we do a lot more with Dropfleet Commander. It's one I'm passionate to get going. I've got some food in the oven now, so I've got to get going. But pray the dice gods, hope they smile upon you, and thank you very much for listening, guys. Take care.